All right. Well, that's going. It's almost 5:30. So,
Okay. My computer tells me it is 5:30, so let's call this meeting to order. And this idea of everybody signing in that's in attendance, I will assume if you're on the screen, you're attending and might have something to say. We're going to start with me reading the minutes of the prior meeting. And that'll give time in case Roy calls in or anybody else joins us. Last meeting was September 9th of 2020. I called the meeting to order at 5:29. Roll call of everybody on BZA was present. Others in attendance were Mayor Clark, John True, Michelle Stuck, Marion Fabian. We read minutes of prior meeting, approved them. The order of business is to swear in persons testifying. We had nobody testifying. Michelle said that Dan Tillett was on YouTube and asked if she should send the link to him. Link was sent to Dan. Randy Usher joined the meeting by 5:34. Application 2120, variance from Schedule 450.09 of Village of Mantua zoning code regarding signs permitted in Village Center. Variance request is for allowing painting of a mural on the side of a building, which exceeds maximum area for a sign. No private session was required. I asked if any objections to discussing this in public. All members agreed, no objections. We went through the standard resolution and upon roll call vote of members present, all voted yes. Zoning variance was granted unanimously and we adjourned at 5:46. I did send out copies of the minutes to the members. Are there any corrections outside of the obvious typos?
No corrections, motion to approve. As submitted.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it. This is Randy.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed is none. Okay, we'll do the roll call. Randy Usher,
Here.
Wes Hawkins,
Here.
Roy Peck, not present. And Chuck Engelhardt called me a little bit about an hour ago to say he had a Portage County Parks Board meeting that coincided with this meeting. And if I thought I had a quorum, I would let him go there. And I said, as far as I know, we're going to have a quorum tonight. So Chuck is at Portage County Parks. This hearing is being recorded. Minutes are being taken. They'll be available at the village clerk's office.
All right, motion to excuse the two members.
Oh, okay. Motion to excuse Chuck and Roy.
So moved.
I'll second it.
I agree.
Aye.
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 Okay. And this is the opportunity to swear in people testifying at the meeting. So I think, Michelle, you're on.
mute. Okay, now I'm not muted. Okay, anybody who wants to speak, raise your right hand. Probably Jenny, you should. Okay. Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now I get to read the public notice as it was in the Record Courier. Notice of public hearing, Village of Mantua. Mantua Village Board of Zoning Appeals will hold a public hearing on an application for a variance relating to the property located at 4934 Canada Road in the village of Mantua. The meeting will be held via Zoom at 5:30 p.m. Monday, September 28th, 2020. Meeting will be live streamed to public via YouTube Live. This application 25-2020 submitted by Johnny August requires a variance for provisions of the Mantua Village Zoning Code. Applicant requests a variance from section 305.01B of the Village of Mantua zoning ordinance regarding number of units allowed per 3 acres. This variance request is for allowing continued rental of an efficiency apartment in the detached garage. Copies of the application are available for review at the Mantua Village Clerk Treasurer's Office during regular business hours. Opportunity to be heard will be afforded to any person attending the hearing. Jenny, would you explain in your own words what the request is for?
Yes, we have a small efficiency apartment in our garage that we are renting out. I would like to continue to do so.
Thank you. And are there any questions from the village administrator?
None at this time.
Okay. And no members of the public got sworn in, so I assume there's no other questions from the public. So it's questions from BZA members. Any from you guys?
Hey, how long have you been running the property? How many years?
About 2.5 years. Before that, my daughter and her family lived there. Then they outgrew it.
Any noted issues with running it that you've experienced?
No.
John, based on everything that you saw, is everything sufficient for the rental property?
Yes, everything that I've reviewed is sufficient.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Talking to Chuck Engelhardt before the meeting, his view was that he had seen that as being a rental property since he lived here, that it had always been occupied. I have to say the same thing. So I think it's been in use for a long period of time. And the only question that Chuck had was, is the septic approved for the extra efficiency unit?
Yes. The Ohio Revised Code goes by the number of bedrooms, and you have to have 120 gallons per day per bedroom. So we have 1 bedroom in the apartment and 2 in the house. So we have a 500-gallon tank, so we have more than enough.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I guess for the BZA members, should we deliberate in private or?
I think we should deliberate in private.
I
Okay.
agree.
Oh, Roy, good. We'd excused you earlier. I didn't realize you were there.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Let's do this in private. Can you set us up, Michelle?
Yep, you're all set. I'm gonna put the 4 members into breakout room, and do you want me to join you, or you just want to do this on your own?
Why don't you join us?
Okay, sure. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Now I have to figure, I can never remember how to do this myself. Join. Okay.
What are you watching, Jenny, on TV? Or in the
What am I
background?
watching? Oh, Jack's watching something.
Sounds
I don't
pretty
know
good.
what.
No, I gotta look for those typos that he was talking about because I had my computer read that back to me so I wouldn't miss any typos.
Okay, I'll tell you, Dan Tillett has 2 T's at the end of his name.
Ah, I wouldn't have got that. And that's a lot. His
Yeah.
name's in there a lot.
Yeah.
I send the minutes out early if I can, just because that way they can do all that kind of stuff beforehand. You don't have to amend them in the meeting. You probably do the same,
They
but
just don't
whether or not
respond,
they
yeah.
read them.
She usually sends them out the next morning.
I had these done the next morning, but I forgot to send them to Dumas. But I did find, you can do that, have your computer read it back to you. And when that, you find a lot of like double words or typos because it will mispronounce stuff. But Tillet with 1 T is pronounced Tillet on the computer.
Oh, here comes the rain.
Do you guys know what time they went to go deliberate? Because I didn't write that down.
I don't know. I mean, you'll be able to see it if you go on YouTube.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
show how many minutes in.
All right, you're right.
Mary Ann, I did see Roy log in at 5:35.
Yeah. Oh, I put 5:36 because that's what I had on my computer.
So it was like right after that, like a minute after that.
You guys see where that brain-eating amoeba is in Texas? Killed that 6-year-old boy in the water supply.
Wow. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I can't remember what community it was, but the whole town was a no drink boil alert till they flushed the whole system.
Yeah. Actually, it sounds like he got it at a splash park.
Well, how could they determine it came from the water? It could be somebody peeing while they were running in the water.
They must have tested the water.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
it's still tragic.
Yes. Well, those splash parks are like, I mean, Middlefield has one, so that you're not in the water. It's just like all these fountains.
Right. That's in the master plan for the park, but I don't think we could ever afford it. Maybe we could afford to put it in. We couldn't afford to maintain it. I put it on my calendar, Marianne, so I won't forget October 8th.
Oh, it's on mine already too.
Thank you.
Meeting so interesting. It's hard not to yawn. So we don't have cable TV. We have like little antennas hooked up to our TVs, and we have like a zillion of them at our house. So we have two living rooms. One living room, we get all the Youngstown stations, and our other living room, we get all the Cleveland stations. So I'm in Youngstown, part of my house right now.
There we go.
Okay, we're back.
Got him back.
And I'll read through this resolution 2020-07. Therefore, upon roll call vote of those members present, be it resolved by at least a majority of the members of the Board of Zoning Appeals of Mantua, Ohio, that the application for a zoning variance from Mantua Zoning Code, section 305.01.b, maximum number of dwelling units per lot in the rural residential zoning district, is hereby granted. And I'll go through our members to see what their votes are. Roy?
Yes.
Wes? Wes?
Yes.
Okay. Randall?
Yes.
And I voted yes as well, so it was unanimous on that.
Thank you.
There is a condition we added to it, and that's because we did not see evidence of an occupancy permit granted for the apartment. And that should be either part of the final inspection for the building permit you had, or based on the permit, you should be able to ask the county to provide an occupancy permit. And we'd like to see evidence of that within 120 days.
Okay.
And then be it further resolved by at least a majority of the members of the Board of Zoning Appeals of Mantua, Ohio, that a variance from Mantua zoning code 410.01.E.10 referencing schedule 305.03 line 5, a 15-foot minimum side yard for accessory structures containing living quarters in the rural residential zoning district is hereby granted. How do you vote? Wes?
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Roy?
Yes.
And yes from me. So that is also granted.
Thank you.
Okay, now if I can find my agenda, I'll know what to do next. Okay, so we have deliberated, we filled out the worksheet. I have signed it, and I will get this to the village office tomorrow, I guess. And I'd like to have Les, Randy, and Roy stop by sometime to sign it as well. So at least we have the signatures done. And I think at this time, if there's no other business, I'd like to hear a motion to adjourn.
A motion.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is concluded at 5:57 p.m. Thank you all.
Thank you.